Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from today. Happy Friday. If you know me by now, you know that Friday is my favorite day of the week, especially those Fridays that the interest rates drop a ton. Yes, you heard me right. Yeah, interest rates dropped a ton. They came out a couple hours ago and they are amazing. We'll cover more about rates in just a few minutes. Um, but we'll go ahead and get started here. Welcome to Creating Opportunities, where we discuss ways to leverage your business by leveraging Rocket Mortgage's loan programs, their technology, and their ability to close loans in 15 to 20 days versus 20 to 30 days. Yep, that's correct. Plus, you get to team up with me, Bill Haga, Executive Loan Officer with Rocket Mortgage Local. Local means local pricing. So my rate pricing is about 1% to 1.25% lower than our call centers. So just think about that for a second. Okay. If your client's buying a $500,000 house, that's over a $5,000 savings just because they're working with me local versus our call center. That's huge, right? That's a huge incentive to work with me versus anyone from the general office, what we call our call center. Okay. Plus, I bring a good 20 plus years of experience protecting boss ladies' commissions. And I do that by making sure your loans not only close, but they close on time or even before our scheduled close date. Who likes to close sooner versus later? Anybody? I know I do. Drop a comment, pay me sooner in the comments. Plus, our clients are happy, right? They get off the emotional roller coaster sooner. They get their keys in hand faster, and they can start enjoying their home a lot sooner. If all this is managed correctly, clients are super happy at the end of the day and are very happy to provide referrals to the family and friends. Okay, that's key to getting referrals. One, you have to ask for them. Two, system, everything's got to be smooth and easy. Communication's got to be flowing, right? And if you can close them sooner than expected, amazing results. And we're going to dive into some of these things today. Okay. So today's agenda, the current market and the market moving forward. Wow, I'm just still shocked about these interest rates. Yeah, I've been locking rates this morning and, texting and calling all my clients, letting them know that, hey, it's time to get off the fence, right? 2025 was 2025. This is 2026. All right. So next thing on the list would be moving from 2025 to 2026 and getting those buyers off the fence. Love that stuff. And then we'll discuss how we can close loans in such a short period of time. Because every time I talk to somebody, they're like, really? Come on now, Bill. Are you sure? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. We do it a lot. In fact, I close an FHA loan from start to finish, start being the day I got the contract, finish meaning the day that they signed, 8 days. Okay. I'm still flabbergasted about it. However, we did it 8 days. And someone on my team closed a conventional loan in 6 days. So, what I always thought could never happen and was just a bunch of BS, we pretty much do it on a daily basis now. So, looking forward to discussing that piece as well. All right, so let's dive into the market. Yes. So what's going on with interest rates? So what happened was the mortgage bonds, they rallied following President Trump's speech yesterday that he would have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac purchase $200 billion in mortgage bonds. So when Trump did this, he said this is going to drive mortgage rates down and make the cost of owning a home more affordable. Based off of this, our conventional program saw a huge drop across the board in interest rates, right? So those are all the conventional programs. FHA, VA, USDA, those programs, government programs did not see that type of drop. Um, Nor did a lot of those specialty programs like bank statement programs and you know um, non-QM programs. They didn't see anything. However, the Fannie and Freddie programs definitely did. Okay, so for example, our One Plus program, where our client only needs 1% for their down payment, and Rocket provides a 2% free grant to make up their 3% down payment. This program dropped by 0.5% today. 0.5%. That's huge. So what does that really mean to a buyer? We throw out these numbers, but we don't really tie them to anything that we can go, oh, right? Now I understand. So on a $500,000 purchase, they just saved, we just saved that buyer $2,500. 2,500 bucks just with what happened this morning. Okay. So that's huge. That's just one of our programs. We've got a slew of programs, right? I'm about sick of talking about programs. I want to talk about things that we need to do together to drive business, right? 2026 is all about making money and closing more loans, helping more people home, helping as many clients as we can with their credit, getting them prepared, getting them up, getting them running, and getting them out there, get these renters out of their rent trap. My God, I just spoke to somebody the other day. I didn't even do the math, but their rent was 2,800 bucks, 12 times. That's $33,600. Someone just handed to a landlord to pay off their mortgage. Imagine if that was your mortgage and you just paid it down by that much and the property increased by 3 to 5%. That's called equity. That's your money. That's how you build wealth, right? Ah, stuff pours through my veins. Love it. All right. So let's talk about moving from 2025 to 2026 and getting those buyers off the fence. Okay. Let's unpack this. All right. Because this is huge. First things first, you got to take care of all your low hanging fruit or someone's going to take it from you. All right. Low hanging fruit. These are all those clients who were pre approved in 2025 but didn't close on a house in 2025. Create a list. Every one of these people need to be contacted by phone, text, and email. Why? Because we all communicate in different ways. I've got clients that only want to email. They don't want to text and they don't want me calling them. All right. So it's quick to identify how they want to be communicated with because that's how they're going to communicate with you. Okay. Just a little tidbit there, a little psychology. All right. But this opens the door, right? So contact them. Explain interest rates just got a ton better and it's time to make their home buying dreams a reality. Okay. We have to create excitement and they will feed off of our excitement. Remember, you are the ambassador of your community. People trust you and we need to do the right thing and educate them, right? So the sooner they purchase, the sooner they start building wealth for themselves and their families. Let's don't worry about interest rates. Let's don't worry about, oh, what's going to happen next year or next. Stop it. All those things are stopping you from buying a house and building wealth for yourself. Period. Okay. You may not know it, but it's an excuse inside. All right. 2026, no excuses. Right. We step up, we manage things, and we handle stuff. All right. I'm here to help. Sometimes all it takes is a different voice, a different conversation, or a different loan program that client or to make that client see the light, right? I'm a perfect first, second, or third opinion. Why? Because we're different than every bank and every other lender. Okay. We're Rocket Mortgage. All right. We've been number one for eons. We've had some people kind of clip us and we take back over the spot, but we're always up there. And it's because of our service, it's because of our programs, It's because of our systems. Most of the time, everything works perfectly, right? It is a system. It isn't going to work perfectly all the time because it's a system, right? Technology is a beast, right? However, I'd be happy to do three-way calls with you and your clients. Um, you've seen Coach Ella's AI twin, right? Where she's on all the time, but she's really not. That's pretty much me, right? My phone's always on, my laptop's always on. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, if it's late at night. I know I've got a couple agents that, that are night timers, right? We've got things that go on during the day that pull us away, and then in the evenings we're trying to catch back up and get our clients handled, right? Miranda texts me at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Why? Because I'm up. If I'm sitting there watching the news or something, I'm okay with starting my laptop up and working on something for you, right? You're not going to get that from very many places. All right. I won't say that there's not other people out there providing that type of service, but I know that I bring it as much as and hard as I can bring it. All right. Because I'm here for you. Okay. Now, that AI is pretty cool and it's cutting edge and I love it. I think it's pretty neat. All right. But it will never replace a human being. It just won't. It's a great substitute. However, a live voice feeding off of each other's energy, explaining and educating like we do comes firsthand, right? You can ask me questions. It's really hard to ask that AI twin a question. Maybe so. I don't know. I haven't seen it all. However, that's what I bring to the table and how I can help you, you know, start bringing in this low hanging fruit and getting these people off the fence. All right. That's going to be key to your business in these first 3 months, right? Because you've already got them. It's harder. It's much harder to go out and start all over and try to find a new client when you already have clients that are ready to go. You just need to reach back out to them. Okay. Everyone asks me, Bill, how in the world do you guys close loans in 15, 20 days? Is that really possible? Like I said earlier, I closed a loan in 8 days, and that was an FHA loan, right? They take a little longer. So this is awesome. It makes me smile every time we move a closing up. You boss ladies, like I said, you get paid sooner. More importantly, clients get their keys a lot sooner than expected. And that makes me smile. It makes me warm inside knowing that, we did a great job. Right. So, how are we doing that? We're doing that by submitting our clients directly into underwriting. Right. So, I'll still do a pre approval just like normal, like everybody else does in the industry. Right. I'll look at their pay stubs, bank statements, and their assets. We'll make sure that the funds are there to close, debt to income ratios, credit scores, program, bam, right? We do that every day like a machine. We take it one step further, right? We've got all our documents collected. So now we submit it in underwriting for an underwriter review. Yes, that is a fact. Our underwriters are underwriting our buyers prior to going under contract. What does that do? Well, that should build a whole bunch of confidence in you, right? Making an offer, you got a client that's already been approved, and we've got a verified approval letter that states right on there that the income's checked, the assets are checked, the credit's checked. We're going to pay that buyer $1,000 if we don't close their loan. That thing's second best to cash. Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. A cash buyer may take that. Obviously, the offer's got to be good. However, our offer being underwritten already is the second best thing. It's definitely above every loan officer pre approval that's out there. If it doesn't have an underwriter stamp on it, it doesn't compete, right? So once you've got a client that's already been underwritten, they find a house. All we need is a clean title and a good appraisal. 15, 20 days, right? Some even sooner, just depending on the file and the scenario, right? All the pieces have got to fall together in order for it to work. But now you can see that it is a reality closing most loans 15 and 20 days. So that's perfect, right? In those scenarios where you need maybe something even sooner, right? Maybe you got a scenario that, I don't know, seller, whatever the case may be, but that file needs to close in 10 days. We can make that happen under the right scenarios, right? If it's feasible, we can get it done where most aren't able to do that. So that's a huge part of what we bring to the table. A huge part, right? So that combined with me contacting the listing agent and letting them know how strong our buyer is and explaining our pre-approval letter and why it says that we'll pay the buyer $1,000 if they don't close. I love those conversations, and I think listing agents respect those conversations, right? I think I've been told a number of times over this past year in 2025 that, Bill, it was great for you to call me. I appreciate that. I had no idea, excuse me, that this approval letter was, saying all that because she had other offers, of course. They were just pre approval letters. Okay. They hadn't been underwritten yet. So once she realized the power that she has, or we have with that verified approval letter, she was extremely happy, said, yes, let's make this happen. We've been communicating back and forth. Um, I've never spoke to this agent because she's a listing agent most of the time. Um, I got connected through Christy and her agent, and it's worked out perfectly. I'm getting ready to lock some rates again once I get off of here, spread some more good news, and make some things happen for some people. That's all I have for today, but I do want to recap a few things, all right? Some things that are super important that's going to make a huge impact on your business today, over the weekend, and into next week. Okay. Interest rates dropped. By the time that it hits the news and everything happens, it'll be a day late, dollar short for everybody, right? Because we get the news first. So when the rates come out, we know before anybody else does. So that's huge. Okay. Get your clients who didn't close last year to contact me. Let's set up a 3-way call and I'll get them off the fence for you. Right. That's what I do. Our clients get underwritten prior to going under contract. I can't express this enough. Okay. We approve our clients prior to you making an offer on their behalf. That should instill confidence, knowing our verified approval letter, once again, is right below that cash offer. All right. So please know that my phone's going to be on all weekend. My laptop's on all weekend. They never shut off unless I am, out with my wife or with my kids or something along with my family. Other than that, both of them are always up and running. Okay. So if you need any help over the weekend, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Like I said, let's tee up these phone calls. Let's get these people off the fence and let's get them approved. Right. Let's get them a verified approval letter and then let's get them under contract. Let's have a big year and it starts with this weekend. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Hope your weekend goes as well as I'm hoping mine will be. So let's do some business. Let's handle some business and let's make it all work. Thank you. Take care. Talk to you soon.